happy New Year, everybody. We are here with a very special AEW Dynamite review. Show just went off the air, and we are live. I am joined by co-host
Derek. What up?
What's going on, everybody? I am your host, Conrad Cushman, and you guys know this show as Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. And we're going to talk about AEW Dynamite, the special homecoming edition. We got a lot of good things to talk about with this episode. But first and foremost, folks, how can you help the show out? Do me a favor by clicking that like button for me. And if you're watching this after the fact, or if you guys who are in the chat box want to be nice afterwards, leave me a comment down below. Tell me what your favorite match was. Tell me what your favorite moment of the night was, or what you're looking forward to when it comes to AEW. With that being said, make sure you hit the like button. And if you haven't, click subscribe, man. We are over 1,000 subscribers, and we are not stopping there. So keep on moving and tell a friend about Everything Pro Wrestling. With that being said, what's going on? I see Ori in the house. Jesus De Leon. Malik Murray, what's good, brother? Good to have you in here. Culture Club is back once again. King Savage and my man Obi-Wan. What's going on, guys? You guys can join us. I'll be reading your comments throughout all of this like we always do. Let's get into this, D. Tonight's show happened all at Daly's place in Jacksonville, Florida. I believe Tony Khan owns that. So, very interesting, and people were wondering, where is Tony Schiavone on commentary tonight? Tony Schiavone is calling a college football game. I believe it's the Sugar Bowl in Georgia, so he could not be there tonight. But they got a suitable replacement, D, on commentary. We had JR, Excalibur, and
Taz.
When you just said that, I thought of Botchamania. It's Taz. Absolutely, man. Chat, let me know what you thought of how Taz did tonight. What did you think, D?
I thought Taz was on point, honestly. And for him to be off screen from a bigger company and having him come back, you can't go wrong. It doesn't feel like he missed a step.
Last time we saw Taz, he was in Impact Wrestling doing commentary. He stepped away from that, did his own podcast with CBS Radio, and It was nice just to see Taz back in the mix of wrestling things. So very cool. Added a different flavor with JR. He worked with JR previously, so it just felt different, and it wasn't bad. I love Tony, though. I miss Tony Schiavone, too, a little bit tonight.
Right. Honestly, I would be more than happy to have Taz, JR, and Tony. Because it sounded like Taz and JR had a lot of fun with everything. Everything just sounded cohesive.
I think I would rather have them mix the announce teams up at certain times. I don't know who you boot out, but like I said, man, if somebody needs to go or you need to bring someone in, Taz is the guy. I think he proved it. He laid it all down tonight.
Definitely.
King Savage said that they're a trash football team. Well then. All right, what is going on, B-Boy Skyline? What is happening, Jordan?
What up?
Yeah, so AEW Dynamite, man, homecoming edition. We started off with a video package from the Elite. The video package showed a lot of different things, kind of their journey going through AEW, how they've come up to this point, and I feel like they're all at a point to where they feel disappointed. Now, this goes into long-term storytelling. There is a reason why they're doing all of this, and they're just kind of showing like, man, look at what we've got now. We've made it this far, and we got to turn this thing around. Boom, cuts out. And after that video package, we kind of get a rundown of all the matches in the match card. And then we get a video of Darby Allin just like kind of, roller skating around with a face of Cody. Like walking around with it. Very awkward, very odd at some points in time. But Darby Allin showed something different tonight. Like I said, he's got that I don't care, charisma, the it factor. I don't know what you call it. It's that thing Jeff Hardy has that no one can explain. Right. And Darby Allin has it. And it's just like he's so cool at the same time. So weird. And he was riding around and he even came out. He came out with someone from a band. If anybody knows the band or familiar with them, I have no idea who they are. But they came in. He came out with Darby Allin. He had the Cody mask on. Darby takes it off and rips it in half and goes to the ring. Cody was joined by your boy, D.
Double A.
Horseman! Double A Arn Anderson makes his way as Cody's, they use the term head coach. Stop doing that. Derek notices the most minuscule things that people do. Arn did do a lot of this tonight. But very, very different. Batman's son in the chat here is coming on, and he says that I wish they would start making matches with Orange Cassidy. Are we not going to acknowledge him not wrestling? When we get to the Trent match, Batman, remind me to bring that up one more time for me. I have a very good point to answer to that. Darby and Cody, though. Double A's out there. He's going to be the head coach of the Nightmare family. I don't know how they put that. So you're wondering, how is Arn Anderson going to be utilized in this match? What role is he going to play? Have to wait and see, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, the chemistry between Cody and Darby was great the last time they met at Fyter Fest, I believe. They had a really good match, fun. Could they duplicate that in this one was the question, D. Now, JR went on to explain about the reset of records. So, overall records are staying, folks. They're not disappearing, but the short-term ones, so it's been, 12 weeks?
Yeah.
They're done. So this is kind of like college football, college basketball, if you guys don't know. They're basically, this is like a new season, but your overall record stays. Like, people can still look at that stuff if they wanted to, and your rankings do not change. Just like if you watch the previous college basketball season, Duke wins the championship. I'm pretty sure Duke's going to be number 1 or 2 when the new season comes out.
Right.
So
you're not traveling too far from where you're at.
Ted Bell, Sick, what's going on, guys? Good to have you in here. Please leave me your thoughts on the show. We are talking about the first match right now. So I'm okay with that. At first I wasn't cool with the records resetting and all that, but we'll see how it works. Yeah. I'm all right with it for now. What about you? Cool with it? I mean,
I'm cool with it. I don't like the fact of how they're going about doing it the college sports way. For those of you who aren't like familiar with that, like even I still struggle with it. Like, you have to look at it as, okay, say Duke or North Carolina are 1 or 2. If you go up against a ranked number 15, you drop down and you lose, and you drop down to number 10, we'll say. But then you beat another ranked team, you move up to 5, you beat an unranked team. Now you have flip-flopped out of that ranking. Like, period.
Things could change very quickly, very fast as far as the rankings are concerned. And I'm cool with that here. It helps reset people that we'll talk about later on throughout the show that they kind of brought it up, man.
Look at it as, when it comes to like college sports and stuff like that, these wins and losses matter. Whereas it doesn't back, in the first season, we'll look at it like that. In the first season, it was more so like, all right, well, you need to have a winning record.
Right. It's like establishing who is the best, who is going to fit in what spots.
Right.
It works.
But now this season is, if you lose to such and such, this can affect where you stand.
Six said this was a great show, he thought, to kick off 2020. We're gonna get into it. Elijah Washington, what's going on, man? All right, D. So, Darby Allin Cody. This match was great, man. I saw in the beginning of the match, the first thing I loved that I wrote down was that great pin sequence. And when I see stuff like that, I can usually tell chemistry. They were on point with this. The good pen sequence of flipping, jumping through, rolling out of pens, Cody bridging up. They have that chemistry. I don't know what it is between these two. There's something about them that works well with each other in this match, and I like it.
And I want to say there should be more of it, but there shouldn't be more of it. You know what I mean? Like, it should happen, but it should happen to a certain extent. Because I feel like that is what brings people in. Like, when you see good wrestling like that, that's what brings people into watching that product. If you don't have that, then it's kind of just like, well, I'm just sitting here, I'm watching this until something happens. Versus when you have something happen in the beginning, it's like, oh, okay, well, I'm locked in now. This is exciting.
Now, Malik Murray just came in and said John Moxley needs a group, and they should have made an Intercontinental or U.S. title, and Darby reminds me of Jeff Hardy. Not casual, they said AEW will fail. I don't know. I must have missed that somewhere. Man, ever since Darby Allin became a ghost man, good shit. And we'll talk about who you guys are talking about in there as well. I see Elijah Washington just brought it up. We'll get to all that stuff. So we get to the match. Darby dives through the bottom rope. Cody crashes into the barricade, and he starts holding his shoulder. This becomes the focus point of the match. Darby focuses on that. They even tease a spot from the last match where Darby hits that disgusting coffin drop. He goes to fall back. Remember, last time Cody moved out of the way? Check the archives for the review on that. Disgusting. And this time, Cody was there. Cody eats the coffin drop. They both fall to the floor this time. And Darby at one point rips off the turnbuckle padding, slams Cody's shoulder into it. It was getting brutal between these two. We saw a flip off of, I don't know what to call this, basically setting up it looked like a destroyer, but it wasn't. His legs were hooked around his arms until a sunset flip off the middle rope. Really good stuff. He's going for the coffin drop again. Darby's got this thing. He thinks he has it won. He hits the stunner. Cody falls. He sets him up, pulls him into place. He's up at the top. Arn Anderson, while he's climbing, gets on the rope. And you think he's going to interfere or do some heelish tactics. No. Double A does not do that. Double A Arn Anderson then says, Cody, go ahead, D. Can you get it up there? Old. He says, get your knees up. And while he's up at the top rope, Darby has no clue what's going on. Darby goes to fall back. Cody gets the knees up. And then Darby stands up like this and gets rolled up. 1, 2, 3. Incredible match. I really like the ending. And D, I'm going to let you talk about probably the best spot in this match with the Crossroads. Woo!
Oh, my God. All right, so I'll just keep it short. That was unbelievable. Darby died twice. So Darby's on 8 lives left.
I don't know. Ever since Sick told him the ghost stuff, man.
I mean, he died, came back, and died again. Because that Crossroads was sick. I've yet to see a better Crossroads than that. Whoa, no, wait. That might have to contest when Cody Rhodes delivered the Crossroads to Seth Rollins.
That's up there, dude. That was a great dude. Darby Allin selling tonight was on point. I don't know how he just was like, oh God, like he looked like he was just getting hit with rounds from a shotgun in Call of Duty. Like, dude, chill.
Hey, especially when he sold the one move. What move was that? Where he like kind of like spun into it and like stood up and like fell back. I can't remember what move Cody did on him. But like in any case, Darby Allin died twice. He's got 8 lives left.
Pray for that, man. Pray for him. Shout out to the Pickle One who was in here. I just sent you a message in there, brother. And Ted Bell, I think we mentioned him before, but we're going to mention him again. PR Nightmare in the house. What's going on, Nelson?
What up, PR?
Rob, I see you in the chat as well. And Sick, we will address that probably as well. Bring that back up during the Dustin Rhodes match, because that's where I noticed a big issue with it. But fun match. Good use of Arn Anderson. This is how you use managers in professional wrestling, guys. He actually did his job. He didn't cheat, and he told him what to do. That's what you need. I like it. Good use of him. Let's go to the next segment. Backstage, we see SCU, and they're being interviewed by Jen, the one that Brett Favre said some very bad things to. Don't Google it, kids. At least not at work. Yeah. So they're backstage. They're talking, and Sammy shows up. Sammy Guevara, of course, has to show up, and he's got his phone out like, boys. And he starts saying how PMP will take the tag titles from SCU. So I think they're starting to tease that they may be the next ones in line for the tag titles. That's who the Bucks beat to get the shot. So now PMP saying we're next in line for them and we want the belts. Right. During all of this, though, Sammy gets into it with Christopher Daniels. They bring up probably how he's old. I'm sure the botch spot is still heavy on his heart. Shout out to Sick, who probably thought that shit was still funny. But they bring it up, and Sammy says, what do you want to do about it? And Daniels gets fired up this week instead of walking away like he has, and he says, give me a match next week against you. Sammy agrees, and then your boy Daniels... So Sammy has the phone like this. Go ahead, Deesh.
Mad disrespectful, but I respect it.
He hit him with the finger lick and wiped it on his phone. And then he says, "Come here, Jen, let me use your dress." Terrible line. And Jen walks away from him, and then Sammy's just trying to get it out. Sammy was featured a lot on this show.
Yeah, he was. He definitely was. But you know what? Sammy's good. He is good. And him doing the whole blog kind of thing, I don't really see anybody else doing that besides him, and I don't see anybody who could take that from him. That's like his thing. That's his thing.
Yeah, that is a very, very good point, D.
Until Arn Anderson gets there.
Horseman? I'm still giggling at that spot. 6 terrible. Next, we get an AEW women's title match. It's a fatal 4-way match, or I think maybe they just called it a 4-way.
I think it was just a 4-way.
I don't want to use WWE terms and get yelled at by somebody eventually.
Yeah.
So we had Nyla Rose versus Shida versus Dr. Britt Baker. Got to take a drink every time they say doctor. Or when they say she's a dentist. Versus Rio, the current champion. So this match had some mixed feelings. I was in the Everything Pro Wrestling Facebook group. If you guys type in Everything Pro Wrestling group on Facebook, it's a private group. Please feel free to join, answer the questions. I'll probably accept you.
Which I will be joining.
You're not joining it, Derek. Robert, keep this in mind. So they did that, right? And they set up everything with this. And in the group, some people were really saying this match was good, bad. Derek.
I thought it was good. Rob had mentioned that Britt Baker seems out of place. I can agree with that because I feel Britt Baker has not had any time wrestling with the Joshis. So her chemistry with them is going to be off if you haven't wrestled with them.
Now, what's going on, Connor? I see that you just joined. Ted Bell, I'm going to agree with him. He said the matches are getting better. And
Yeah.
I think that this was a much better match. Normally, before, we would have saw some super clunky stuff where Britt Baker wouldn't know which corner to run into on the Irish Whip. There was a time where she was on the side and she had to go crooked. And they just knew, go this way now instead. And it just kind of worked out.
Yeah.
And each woman in this match kind of had their role. I felt like Nyla Rose, the get-over role in this one was Nyla Rose is a powerful... Right. And she's going to have to show that. Right. Shida is the skillful one that you need to watch. I think Shida really showed. She stood out the most in this match to me.
I'm calling it. Statlander.
Oh, hold up. We gonna save that.
All right.
You getting ahead of yourself.
My bad.
Dr. Britt Baker, I say that they were trying to show that she has improved and she's trying to work at it. And Riho is just Riho. She's really good, I think, in my opinion, personally. Here we go. Let Derek in the group. Yeah, you guys gonna be responsible for it when he starts talking wild. All right. So, in this, Nyla Rose attacks before the bell even happens. She starts using the title as a weapon on people, and then Shida comes out with a kendo stick or a cane, and she starts whipping the hell out of Nyla Rose with that. A table is eventually set up on the outside. People are going to probably go through these tables. The match goes crazy. Now, Nyla sentons Shida through the table eventually. That's part of the way they take Shida out. Rio goes stomp crazy in the match. She thinks she's Finn Balor. She's just stomping on everybody's chest.
Yeah.
Stomping out everybody.
But see, this is why I like Rio, though. Because Rio is... She's obviously the smallest one in this whole match. But, this is what she does.
I'm laughing at Rob first, saying you're being generous. Britt Baker still sucks, and you know it. Rob, I'm giving an E for effort, though. I can tell Britt Baker's been working on some things, and she's definitely trying to do her thing. I'm not mad at her for that. And laugh out loud at Paulie Walnuts, who put Free Derek in the chat.
Thank you, Paulie.
Paulie, what are you doing to me, Paulie?
Thank you.
It's all good, though. I respect it. What's going on, White Star Productions? Good to have you in here, brother. So, during all of this, she goes stomp crazy. Then we get the finisher sequence. You know this is coming. It's a fatal 4-way. Everybody's got to get their shit in.
Exactly.
So, you see people getting kicked in the face for pinfalls. And then Shida is strong as hell. Yes, I don't care what anybody says. She Falcon Arrowed Nyla Rose's big ass. And I can say that. Nyla Rose is huge compared to the rest of them. She Falcon Arrowed the shit out of her.
Yes, she did.
That sounded terrible, too. Edit. But she Falcon Arrowed her, slams her down. I thought it was over right there. We both were jumped up.
listen.
Dude in the red shirt.
Yo,
we gotta bring him up. Hard camera side. Look straight across. Go back and watch this, and look at that dude in the red shirt.
Dude, this man is like, he needs to get paid to be the #1 hype man in America. This dude is up and down. Like, he's even talking to his wife, like, oh, you see that? Yeah, like, dude, relax. We can tell you've had about 12 beers before you got here, and then 12 more after. Relax.
I guess I gotta read some of the stuff in the chat here. Somebody said Rio can stomp on my chest any day, among other things. Keep it PG in my chats. Rob said, like Iverson, the smallest things on the team, like Iverson, smallest thing on the team, but the liveliest one. Applies to Rio perfectly.
It does.
Good point, Rob. Good quote, Rob. Get a little clap for that. Sheeta looks super impressive. Ted, I agree. Rio is undefeated in singles matches. Correct. Malik Murray he's hyping up another Cody match. We'll have to see if that happens in the future. Conrad, he looks like Road Dogg. Shut up, Jesus. So they go stomp crazy. Falcon Arrow to Nyla Rose. Baker ends up rolling her up, and she tries to go for the lockjaw. Sheeta reverses it into a pin. They break away from that, and then I think she hit her with a move, and she wound up on the ground, and Rio comes in, rolls her up, and then does a bridge into the roll-up, securing the victory. Shocking win for Rio. I'm not mad at it at all.
Not at all. But now can I make my call?
What? Go ahead.
All right. So I am going to predict Rio loses the title to Chris Statlander. Chris Statlander is challenged then by Sheeta after a good streak. Chris Statlander is going to have a good streak. I don't think she's going to hold it as long as Rio did, or has it right now. But Sheeta will be the next one to win it after Chris Statlander. I give it about a good 30-day run. Maybe 45. We'll say 45 run. Sheeta takes the title off of Chris Statlander, and Sheeta breaks Rio's record.
So we're getting it next week. Rio versus Chris Statlander. Do you think this is gonna tear like the roof off? What do you think here?
I think it will. Because Chris Statlander has proven that she is a good wrestler. Rio has already proven that since day one. They can put on a great show. In my opinion, this may actually steal
next week's show.
Yes.
All right. Mark Derek down as that. Quote him. Don't down him, crown him.
Exactly.
So we get the match set up for next week. Then we cut backstage. Joey Janela is about to be interviewed. The bad boy of professional wrestling. They're talking about the records being reset, and I think he's trying to move past the whole Shawn Spears thing. That's what it seemed like to me.
That's what it was sounding like.
And then all of a sudden, Joey just goes, "Oh!" in the middle of the interview. You're like, "What the hell is this? Is this part of it?" And they pan the camera down, and Penelope Ford low blows Joey Janela. Now, for those who don't know, Penelope Ford used to actually date Joey Janela. I don't know what the relationship status is because they're always on again, off again. But they're playing off of the real-life tension between the two. And they're bringing it in because Penelope Ford is now with Kip Sabian. And I don't know if they're a real couple either. Live chat's going to have to tell me that. I don't pay attention to people's love lives because that's personal. I'm just a wrestling opinionist. I don't know nothing else about that. But it looks like we're getting a feud with Joey Janela and Kip Sabian. I'm down. That's all I can say.
So am I. I appreciate this feud. This is a good feud.
Let me see here. Okay, Ted says due for a title change somewhere. King Savage says Britt Baker heel turn next week. He's calling it. All right, King, I'm going to hold you to that now. Lee Davis, what's going on, Lee? Lee always enters my contest on Twitter. Give me a follow at EPW Show. What's going on, Lee? Rio versus Golden Corral, or what did I say? Golden Coral.
Golden Corral, yeah.
No, Coral. I said it wrong. I said Corral because I'm fat as hell. Let me see here. Jay White or Okada to AEW. I'll take both of them, but we'll take Okada first for sure. Janela P. No. That's a shoot. Ooh, Rob says that's a shoot. I didn't know more about it, Rob. And I hope the thumbs up was for the song. I think I got it right. It better be right. Because if not, I'm going to be very disappointed in myself. Let's move on, D, to the next match. We got some notes tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And the next match comes in at a very weird time, but we get a promo first. Now, the promo happens with the Dark Order, and during this time period, does it feel weird on this video? I don't know, maybe. Anyway, nope. So the Dark Order eventually figures out how to communicate with everybody, and they paid for this ad. And we find out there's a higher power. I know wrestling fans fear that word, bro. Fear that word because all I think of is, it's me, Austin! It's me! And I was pissed when it was Vince McMahon's stupid angle. Remember that with the Ministry?
Yes.
Dude, the Dark Order is communicating to a higher power. The question is, who is the higher power and how does this play out? I'm interested in the Dark Order stuff. I said it last episode of the AEW Dynamite review. I didn't think it was that bad.
No, people are getting too far ahead of themselves. You know, there were a lot of angles like this similar in WWE that just didn't hit, but you're gonna let it pass because it's WWE. You can't let it pass. They're still working things out, but you can't say that the vignettes that they've been putting out are trash because they're not. Every single vignette I have watched and I have enjoyed. This is what I wanted to see from the beginning. Now that we're getting it, shut up. Accept it.
The chat is going nuts. I did get the song right. Good. King Savage said, oh, hell no, I'm not joining the Dark Order. Rob said D is secretly getting the intern to join the Dark Order.
Exactly.
He better be in bed. That's where he better be. King Savage says it's Vince. Do you know how pissed I would be?
It's me, Cody. It's me.
So they didn't really use the word higher power, though. I think, what did they call him? The Exalted One.
Yeah, the Exalted One, yeah.
All right, bro. Let's not get too churchy now.
But everybody has to sit back and just watch to see what they do.
That's what you have to do with long-term storytelling, period. You need to just let people kind of guide the way. Let's see what happens. I take things from week to week sometimes, and it's not a bad way to approach some of the stuff and the content that we're taking in. We're taking in a lot of wrestling content, so it's so quick to be like, oh, this sucks right away. I usually say, this sucks, but let's see what we can get out of this. Maybe if you can get this person over, that over. I'm interested, though. Yeah, I like the mystery.
Yeah, because if you really think about it, people are like, they started out small. They didn't start hitting out big with everybody coming in. It was like you got regular people joining the Dark Order. Now you have some wrestlers joining the Dark Order. You know, it's starting out small, but we don't really know how small it is or how big it is. Because we know with the Exalted One, there could be many more.
Right. We don't know how many layers there are to this story, and I'm interested. Like I said,
exactly.
I'm in. But we're going to move on from the Dark Order stuff, and we are going to tell people now about the next match, which was Trent with Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy. Stop doing that weirdness. And Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley. Bro, this was some shit, man. This match was better than I thought it was.
This was an excellent match.
Trent is nice, bro.
This is my number 2 match of the night.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Number 2.
Yo, can I say this? When Trent comes out, Trent got a pretty decent pop. Chuck Taylor got a pretty decent pop.
Orange Cassidy came out? Happy New Year's pop.
Dude, this dude is freaking over, bro. The t-shirts are coming out. This dude is popular. They have to capitalize on this. Now, I can't remember who brought up Orange Cassidy before the beginning of this. It was somebody new, I think. Batman's son.
Yes.
Batman's son brought up the Orange Cassidy thing before, and hopefully you're still in here because I want to explain something. In wrestling, I have this belief that you are more over when you don't wrestle sometimes than if you do. So if you wrestle far and in between, you'll be more over. I think they're trying to figure out how do we make this character something more.
Exactly, yeah.
And you just have to figure out how you're going to play it and put it all together. You got stuff to do with Orange Cassidy. Let him rock for now. He doesn't need to be in every match. I'm fine with it.
No.
Let him get the weird spots. He's over.
Exactly. Just accept it. You know, it's one of those things.
And speaking of being over, Jon Moxley, dude.
Oh.
This dude was getting love from the crowd. He was having a hard time making it through. People were trying to like tap him, give him stuff, pat him on the shoulder. Moxley goes in there. They have a really good match. Back and forth. It's what you would expect. At one point when Trent hit that running knee, bro, I thought he could have got an upset victory too. But Moxley kicks out.
Should have.
And, dude, on the stage, when I looked at you, yo, Trent's head bounced off the stage, bro, hard from getting DDT'd on the stage.
Oh, my God.
Ate that shit, dude. The paradigm shift.
Yo, Trent, that's life number one, Trent.
What's going on, Thomas Poster? I love how you and Sick are just telling people's lives are just disappearing. You're running out of lives, bro. Better figure it out. So true though, because people are getting crushed by this guy. Now, in the end, Moxley gets hit with a pile driver. It felt refreshing to see that too, because pile drivers are usually banned in some of the bigger companies. They don't like you doing pile drivers. I get it. A lot of guys have broken their necks from it.
Yeah.
But he hit him with a pile driver. But Moxley overcomes all that because Orange Cassidy probably got in the ring, gave him the power with the hands in the pockets. And then Moxley did it back to him, and they were like ready to beef over it. That's where the running knee spot happens anyway. Moxley kicks out. Death Rider, bro. Right on top of his head. Trent, I should say, sells it. Freaking done. 1, 2, 3. Moxley picks up the win. Not mad, dude. Good match.
Actually, like I said, this is my second top match.
D, who comes through the crowd to, try to entertain? Stop doing that. Stop acting like him.
Your boy, the Spanish God, Sammy G.
Sammy Guevara comes out there. This piece of work is coming through the crowd. Oh, I see why you like coming through. His fat ass is walking around, eating popcorn, playing around with stuff.
Stealing people's pops.
Yeah. Yo, were those two dudes plants? I really hope they were.
I think they were.
Yeah, because they looked like they were talking after, and I'm like, yo, if they weren't plants, bro, Sammy might get his ass whooped.
Yeah, Sammy's about to get beat.
Yeah, so they got into it, and Sammy's just talking about the inner circle, and he basically kicks it over to Chris like he's some New Year's host or some shit, like Carson Daly. Right. And he says, Chris Jericho, tell him. And Jericho comes in, and he starts talking to Moxley about, I want you to join the inner circle. He wants him to be the EVP of the inner circle. He's going to say, you join me, we're both the leaders of this.
Exactly.
He says, I will give you 48% of the 49% of the inner circle. He says, you can have all that, and he shows him a new ride. He says, we in the inner circle spent millions of dollars on this car for you. I'm going to let you get your little claim, man.
Chris, that's not $1 million car, bro.
$500,000. It's still a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of money.
It is. It's a nice car.
So Jericho.
Now, if anybody can find that Ford GT and prove me wrong, I will retract my statements. But I looked it up. Ford GT 2020, or
2020.
2020, $500,000.
Ted Bell said he wants that car. So Jericho says that the car could be yours. Everything with the inner circle. Jericho pulls off in the car. I want to know why Jericho's wearing suit jackets with no shirt.
Right, exactly.
Cut that out, man. Hashtag wrestling fashion. So they go through all of that. Moxley then gets on the microphone and says, you know what? I'll give you my answer next week. Because, listen, the man's got a lot to think about. If someone offers you a sweet-ass ride like that, you got to consider everything that's involved. Yeah. Everything from column A.
A little bit of column B.
Exactly. You got to weigh your options here. So next week we're going to get the answer from Moxley. Will he join the inner circle? We get a commercial.
Hold on. Ford GT with custom everything run. There you go. So stock $500,000.
All right. Thank you, Rob. Rob sticking up for the inner circle.
I'm just saying. I will respect it.
Is this the Price is Right? Derek was under. Depends on if it was custom, though. We didn't see the inside.
Right. If it's custom, I will give you the $1 million, and I will retract my comment. But he never stated that. He just said Ford GT.
So, commercial. gets brought up. Sick brought this up in the chat. Sammy G with the cards once again. Just make sure you're on the lookout for those. It's like a little hidden thing, like, oh, you can't hear us, but we know that you're watching this still. And I like it. They try to give him something to do during the commercial break. Right. Very weird that you're like, people are paying for their ads to be shown, but then somebody's like doing things to distract you from the ad. So weird. Wrestling's a weird thing, man. Fully loaded, 1.2 mil. Not to mention, Moxley has a match in Japan, 6 says this week. I cannot wait. Wrestle Kingdom 14. Me and Rob will be doing reviews of that day 1 and day 2. We got a pretty nasty layout from my man, Pro Wrestling Artistry. Make sure you guys check that out. When we do the reviews, it's probably going to be at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and you guys will probably all be tired. And if you didn't watch live, you'll be refreshed. Me and Rob will be tired as shit, but just bear with us for that. But I can't wait to see what Moxley does in New Japan. I want to see him and Lance Archer tear it up in a Texas death match.
I might go to sleep and wake up just for that.
Hey, you got to check it out, bro. It's going to be, I love that. So Sammy Guevara's out there, and he's getting ready to face Dustin Rhodes. Now, in the middle of this match, very basic match, you know, the power slams are happening. He ducks down. No, not today. All that stuff's happening throughout. Jake Hager shows up in the middle of the match, and you know that he's the one who broke Dustin Rhodes' arm. So they're trying to tell that story, very similar to when the Horseman, looking at you, Arn, broke his father's arm.
Right. So
Dustin eventually hits a destroyer on the apron. D, I'm going to ask you a question. Sick brought this up earlier in the chat.
Got it.
By the way, guys, I see 4 people in here. Canadian Destroyer that like button for me. Are there too many Canadian Destroyers? Same for you, live chat. Are there too many Canadian Destroyers?
It's starting to get to that point where it's been too many of them, because we've seen a bunch of them throughout the night, and you're just starting to see them way too much. And you know what? I think the Canadian Destroyer is a move. It's a great move, but it is a reach move. And when I say reach move, I mean you reach for the crowd to pop, because when everybody does a Canadian Destroyer, it's always at a dead spot in the match where everybody is relaxed. If everybody's just relaxed, the crowd doesn't sound hyped up like they normally, I shouldn't say normally are, but what they should be. Someone always reaches for a Canadian Destroyer and a different outlook in the match to get that pop going. So I think that is the new reach move.
Right. Too many Canadian Destroyers and Tope Suicidas. Connor, I agree.
That as well.
There's just certain moves that needs to be toned down. And I think the Canadian Destroyer is a finishing move. It ends matches, bro. Like, go back and think of what Petey Williams did when he created that shit. Like, I used to hate that. I'm like, oh, flipping pile driver. Come on, dog. Right. This is ridiculous. But they got to chill out with it. Original Biggie says it's oversaturated for wrestling, period. It's like the super kick. Yeah, that's another overused move now. The most electrifying co-host there was, the most electrifying co-host there is, the most electrifying co-host there ever will be, EPW's own, the immovable Derek Shelton. Thomas made me really read that. Peter Williams said, F everyone who doesn't win with it. King Savage said too many super kicks. So, in the match, though, Destroyer gets hit on the apron. Amazing that he can do it at his age, once again.
But like I said, don't get me wrong. I love the Canadian Destroyer, but
chill. That's it.
Chill with it, and especially with the super kicks. Yes, I know that's the Young Bucks thing. So leave that to the Young Bucks, because the Young Bucks aren't on all the time.
Yeah, but a lot of people use that move though. That's a cross wrestling period. We're not just talking one company.
That's what I'm saying. Like, all companies, chill with it. If you're gonna use it as a finishing move, okay, but don't just throw it out there willy nilly. Like, all right, I'm using the super kick. No, it just doesn't happen that way.
Six says shout out to Taz for being a main show announcer now. We'll have to see, man. Hopefully he gets to come back again. So he sets him up for the Shattered Dreams. First off, Dustin, Dustin, can we not ever see you give Sammy G a wedgie again and smack his ass?
That's twice, too. He did it twice in the match.
Little sus. He goes for Shattered Dreams, and Bryce Remsburg, the referee, gets in his way. Now, at one point on the outside, he was going to hit him with the chair. Bryce Remsburg took the chair. Then he gets in the way of that, and then right after, Jake Hagar gets in the ring and low blows Dustin Rhodes, takes him down. Sammy G gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. Sammy gets the win. Yeah. A much-needed win on his record. The Spanish God has a victory to start off this year, 2020. Yeah, I'm not mad.
Live chat. Please, you guys please have to respond to this because I need to know. Has anybody ever seen Horrible Bosses?
Stop. Leave Bryce Remsburg alone. All right?
Look at Bryce Remsburg and look at Colin Farrell. Tell me that isn't the gimmick from Horrible Bosses. The first movie. Not the second, the first movie. I need everybody to tell me, please.
Ted Bell said no blown ref spots this week. I ain't mad at it, Ted.
That's true.
Can't complain. True. So Sammy gets the win. Next, we cut backstage to Private Party. Jen's back there getting ready to interview them because Alex Marvez is clearly not cool enough to ever interview Private Party. And they're back there. And then Hangman Page shows up in this ugly cowboy shirt. I don't know what he's doing. And he's making drinks with the brown liquor, by the way. Right. And they're like, yo, what are you doing, bro? And the interview gets interrupted during all of this, and they're like, yo, you gotta chill out, we're kind of worried about you. And the gimmick's been on BTE that Hangman Page has been drinking too much, he's kind of down and out about the Elite, and I saw a lot of people in the live chat saying they think he's turning heel. Let's wait and see. I'm not saying you're wrong, I kind of agree, but let's wait and see what they're gonna do with it. Could be.
Yeah,
could be.
It could be. Definitely could be. Although I do respect how he walked away and then came back for his drink.
Oh, yeah, he snatched the cup, too. Right. They're like, yo, you gonna pay for that. That's $12. That ain't water. That's their gimmick. They always say that. Save Eric Young from WWE and EC3. GG, bro. Exactly. So, yeah, no one can save them. So, we get that. We cut back. MJF comes out with Wardlow. I hate MJF so much, dude. And I mean that in the best way possible.
Dare I say top 5
what?
Greatest heels?
Yo, this dude's an asshole, period. So while MJF's coming out, they cut away because they're going to go to a commercial. We see MJF walking around the ring, and he's putting his fingers in someone's face like this. With the ring on. The ring he won, the Dynamite Diamond ring, and he's putting it in people's face. So first guy's like, hell no, I'm not kissing that, bro. Keep it moving.
Right.
He finally gets the second or third guy, and this dude kisses the ring. And
mind you,
and MJF popped.
Mind you, his girlfriend was trying to tell him, no, don't do this. And he still ended up doing it. And then bowed down to him. Yeah, then someone bowed to him. I'm like, what are they doing, man? Wardlow also looks like one of those people. He's like the Juggernaut in an X-Men movie. He's not the main boss, but he's about to beat your ass throughout. Yeah, he's got the permanent stink face. Yeah, brother. No, brother. So he goes around. MJF tells a woman to kiss him on the cheek. Well, at first he said the lips, and she was like, no. And then he said, and she went for it. Yep. And he popped again, and then he said, kiss the ring. She said no at first, and then as soon as I turned my back, Derek said she kissed the ring. Yep. She sat down after she kissed him on the cheek. He turned to the crowd, got his little pop off or whatever. Then she goes to put up her hand like this. He picks her up. Then he goes like this, and then she kisses the ring after that. Every time this ring kissing thing goes on, there's only one thing I could think of. You can say it. I'll let you say it this week. Kiss the rings, bitch. So, if you know where that's from, we could be friends. Exactly. I had to steal that from my man Deluxe Man, or just Alex, whatever his name is now. So he starts setting up the stipulations. MJF says at AEW Revolution is the only place this match is going to take place. He's a big time star, obviously on pay-per-view. Right. So he says 3 stipulations. Number 1, you cannot touch MJF at all until this match happens. There is no fighting back. There is no you try to whoop my ass. None of that. You cannot touch MJF.
Rule number 1. Number 2, you're going to have to go through Wardlow first. Wardlow's going to get a match finally, people. So Wardlow is going to face off against Cody in a big match. And then he says, hold on, big man, let's talk real quick. Let's have a private meeting. Obviously, we can all hear him still. And he says, you know what? We're going to up the ante with that. You're going to face Wardlow in a steel cage. Dude, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
That's a big thing for AEW to actually have something like that happen now.
My name's not L, it's Allin Sims. Shut up, Rob. Let me see. Six said, someone tell MJF it's all fun and games until some weird fan goes on kissing the ring to attempt to suck or lick his finger. This is true, Sick. It's definitely going to be that weird dude who tried to kiss like Kip Sabian, or Kip Sabian tried to kiss him. Whatever it was. They were getting weird. Jesus says, cage match about time. And Malik says he thinks MJF's beating Cody and a push to become the world champion is in line. We'll see. We'll see.
It's possible.
So, they set this up. And what's the third stipulation going to be? MJF said he wants to whip Cody. He's going to whip him with a belt 10 times. And Cody has to get down on all fours for the whipping. This is definitely some Mid-South book bullshit. I'm just telling you guys that now. I don't know who's doing that. But Cody's got to take all of it. And MJF says that you all know that he's better than him, and he walks out. MJF was good here.
Yes.
He used the word shit. He did not care about anybody or anything. This dude is carefree.
Listen, there's a lot of things that are getting by that nobody is addressing when they say, like, didn't JR say shit too?
Yeah. Well, no. JR said son of a bitch. That's what he said. Yeah. He's like, you son of a bitch. JR was not happy about that tonight. Rob, I'm not repeating that. So, yeah, Jesus, I'm hyped for the cage match too, man. This looks really good. So now we're going to run through some promo stuff that we had coming up. So the Jurassic Express was backstage with Jen. You remember that? What he wrote? With the Jurassic Express, they're talking about the new year. If you pay attention to the funny things, Luchasaurus is chewing gum and then gives Marco the gum.
No, it was
Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy was chewing the gum before he even got to speak. Put it right down in his hand, and he just took it and held it. I'm like, okay.
Freaking weird, bro. I thought you said he gave him the gum like, here, chew that. I was like baby birded him for a second. I was like, what? So they're backstage talking, and Marco is being super weird during this interview. Like, Jungle Boy's talking like, yeah, we're happy for it. And he keeps trying to touch Jen. Obviously, she's in the nice dress, and he keeps going after her. And what did he try? He tried to hug her or something?
He tried to hug her, and they were like, dude.
Yeah, Luchasaurus, and then he looked into the camera and said, rawr. So, Jungle Express is coming back. They said they were happy to have their records reset. That was playing a part into it tonight, so good for them.
And I expect them to go on a streak, too, now, with the records being reset. I expect them to go on a nice little streak.
Oh, shit. MJF does not give a shit. He called JD a bum. Yes. Marco's stunt. Marco was horny during this segment. This is true.
Yes, he was.
Next week, though, we're getting a tribute to Memphis Wrestling. That's really dope. They're going to pay tribute to the legends. So, tribute to Memphis Wrestling Legends next week, excuse me. And I look forward to it. I like when they do. AEW does these little things where they have like Jake the Snake Roberts involved one week. They're like, yeah, you could be in the segment or in a promo or something. They find spots to include these legends and they make them feel good. They feel important, and I like that. Rio is backstage getting ready to be interviewed, and they're talking about the match with Chris Statlander next week because after the match with Rio, I forgot to bring this up, Nyla Rose splashed her, through a table and jacked her up a little bit.
Yeah.
So they bring it up to Rio. They're trying to talk to her with Michael Nakazawa as the translator there, and who comes up but Britt Baker, and she's like, I bust my ass every single week, blah 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 blah, and every time someone has a promo, someone shows up and usually is getting ready to get in their face. So Rio's kind of surprised. I didn't hear what was said. That was kind of a miscue by them because Rio was talking so low, and I did not understand Michael Nakazawa because everything happened like this, and I was like,
yeah. I think the issue was that I think the guy that was holding the mic,
Alex Marvez.
Yeah, I don't think he really held it up to Nakazawa. Because he still kind of had it at Rio, so I think he forgot to move it over. But also Nakazawa he's speaking kind of fast and kind of low too at the same time. So a little bit on both sides here.
Okay, Jesus says Britt was speaking facts about Rio. Rio hasn't been there though. That is a true point.
It is.
But we're gonna have to see what happens with that. Some people call Britt Baker heel turn next week. We got the match with Chris Statlander. We also find out Hangman Page and Kenny Omega are teaming up again, but this time they're gonna be taking on Private Party. Private Party. My girl Tiff from the All Elite podcast will be happy. That's her team. We got Daniels versus Sammy next week, and Moxley's going to answer the Inner Circle. So that's your next week AEW. But we got the main event still. 6-man tag. We got Pac and the Lucha Bros versus the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks here. This was just a wild match.
It was.
Don't even try to call the action, folks. There were people jumping up everywhere. We saw double Canadian destroyers at one point.
And that's what I wanted to touch on too. But I was like, I'll wait until we start talking about the main event. It was a pop. It was a pop section, pop time. That they needed that to keep the crowd alive because, like, yeah, we're 2 hours, but everybody, that's 2 hours of sitting. That's 2 hours of, being, everybody's just getting tired now. So let's just give them something so we can finish off the night on a high note.
Yeah, and they were just out there. They just got their shit in. They went out and did it. They all worked together really well in this one. I think they just went and said, who can we have a 6-man tag match with that's going to be a banger? And they picked these three. Perfect 3, too. Pac looked really strong in this, I felt. He definitely looked like he had Kenny Omega's number a couple times, but the Bucks made a save. Something would happen. And this match ends when Kenny Omega hits the one-winged angel on Rey Fenix. And he gets the pinfall on him.
Yep.
Good match.
Good match. Like you said, we can talk about what they did in the match, but then that would be a good extra 20 minutes of us talking about what they did.
Exactly.
It's just too much to talk about. Now, if this is a singles match, yeah, we could do that. But you talk about a 6-man tag.
And it's hard when there's people who can bounce all around the ring like that. You can't keep up with that.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard.
It was fun. Now, hold on here. You mean Pac. Did I say Pac at one point again?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my bad. Whatever. Listen, Tupac had the name first, bro. I can't help it. When I see it, I say it. Pac. Lee Davis wrote Stouffer's French bread pizza over Red Baron's. I'm going to have to put that to the taste test. It's been a while, though, since I've had it.
Stouffer's is good, though.
Yeah, shout out to Ted Bell. He said, get those likes in, people. Thank you, Ted. I appreciate you. Yeah, Stouffer's is a good pizza. I don't know. Like I said, I have to put them next to each other. We'd have to have a taste test.
Yeah.
But...
yeah, because I haven't tried Red Baron in a long time.
Live chat, we got to kick it to you. AEW Dynamite Homecoming Edition. Was it a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Derek, kicking it to you first, bro. Oh, thumbs up show. I'm going to be with you on that. I think it was thumbs up as well.
Definitely. There was no... To me, this whole night, not one match was where it was like, okay, I'm kind of taken out of this a little bit. I was into every single match, even the promos. I was into the promos too. So this was definitely a great show for me. Some may disagree, but to me, it's a great show.
Sick brought up in the chat too that V-trigger knee when Phoenix jumped.
Yes.
Yeah, he got murdered on that. Jesus says he has a question. Jesus, feel free to ask it. He says, huge thumbs up. Sick left a thumbs up. Connor said thumbs up. Ted said thumbs up. Rob said Kenny needs to wake the real cleaner back up. Rob, I think this is part of a storyline, though. I'm telling you, I've got a good feeling about this. We see who's in the title picture. Kenny's going to be in that mix. I think they're just trying to tell a story with him before they get to it. Thomas Polster said thumbs up. And King Savage said it's a up and up show.
Yeah.
It looks like the live chat was feeling this one a lot. I am not mad. I thought this was a great comeback show, a good way to kick off 2020, especially from all of the BS that happened 2 weeks ago with the bad punches. Oh, I hate the Dark Order and everything else. Very, very difficult.
Right, but you also gotta remember though, these are some of these people that are in this don't wrestle.
Who are you referring to?
Like the Dark Order. Some of the people that are in.
Well, they're characters. Some people are more character than wrestling based, but the problem is I think people felt they shouldn't have been in the main event segment. That wasn't main event worthy. And maybe that's it. Another thumbs up for the show.
I mean, but you could say that, but you can also say that it was main event worthy because this was them saying like, all right, now we're really gonna impose our will. Our will on everybody.
Okay. We're gonna end it with Jesus' question tonight. So he says, Conrad and Derek, did you feel like AEW had less issues today, and do you think they're doing a good job with backstage interviews to introduce the talent to who they are?
I think so.
What do you want to tackle the backstage thing first?
Yeah.
I think backstage interviews are fine. A little too much of someone interrupting people. Sometimes I just want the one-on-one, let people talk a little, just here and there. It doesn't have to be every single time.
Agree.
But depending on the level of the feud, how is it blood feud, is it whatever, you can do a little bit different from that. And did AEW have less issues today?
Yes.
There were issues with the mic though. At one point Justin Roberts' mic did cut out, but they fixed it. It was like a couple seconds. If you weren't really looking, you might have even missed it.
Yeah.
But like I said, just stay focused on the little things. They were doing much better tonight, and I was thumbs up for that. Exactly. I thought it was really good.
Exactly.
Six says, I think Kenny and the Bucks are taking a back seat to get other unknown talent over more. We all know what they're capable of a lot more. They are sick, but they're in a tough spot too, because if they book themselves to win, you only let yourselves win because you're the elite and this is your company. Blah, blah, blah. And I don't want to hear that either.
Right.
Because when someone else does it, it's okay. The Gold Standard comes in and says, SmackDown this Friday, another Roman Reigns Dolph Ziggler match, and I'm tired of seeing those two for another battle. Gold Standard, same. But they're probably going to have a good match. I'm not going to front.
Yeah.
But we know Roman's going over. Dolph's going to eat that spear, sell it great, and that's going to be the end of it.
It's time for Dolph to leave, though.
He's probably not.
He's probably not, but he needs to.
Gold Standard, though, I want to say this. I think we need to start telling more people to watch AEW and NXT, folks. I think they're really missing out on a good product and a great show. I don't know why the numbers aren't going up as high as I think they should be, but hopefully people get on the bandwagon for this and start watching this, because the Wednesday night wrestling shows, I think that's where it's at, in my opinion.
Whenever you're ready, Jesus.
Derek, when you want the smoke, with or without the shovel. EPW, AEW. Thank you guys so much. Once again, guys, if you didn't, make sure you smash that like button for me. Helps out with the channel. Leave a comment down below once again as well. And guys, if you haven't, go back in the archives and watch some of the old videos. We're trying to get the watch time up, and then that'll probably lead to some ads being on here. I'm going to try to make sure we don't spam you with like 6, 7, 8 ads. I don't want it to get to that point unless it's a super long podcast or something.
Right.
But other than that, guys, thank you so much for helping out Everything Pro Wrestling. The year 2020 is going to be big for us, so make sure you guys are helping out, doing whatever you can. Like I said, get yourself a t-shirt, come into the chat, interact, join the Facebook group, the Twitter group. All that's in the link tree below. We even have a free offer for powerslam.tv. Use the code EPW show and get 1 free month to watch indie wrestling on your boy. With that being said, D, it's going to be a new year for us.
Exactly.
New Japan Pro Wrestling. Me and Rob will be doing reviews of day 1, day 2. So if you're a New Japan fan or you got friends who are fans, tell them to subscribe to Everything Pro Wrestling. We'll probably be one of the first people up with our review. And we're going to be talking New Japan. So if you're up and Adam, get in the live chat and we'll discuss it.
Exactly.
With that being said, this is for Conrad Cushman.
Derek Shelton.
And we are out. Peace.